Welcome to WOGE'S Folk Tales, the channel for original and premium African tales and folklores with moral lessons. Subscribe for premium content. In the heart of Umaka, a peaceful village nestled deep within the lush forests of Igbo land, lived a young girl named Ekene. Known for her sharp mind and brave heart, Ekene was the pride of her family. Her younger brother, Udo, was her closest companion, and their bond was unbreakable. One fateful night, as the full moon bathed the village in its ethereal glow, a band of marauders swept through Umaka. Their leader, a fearsome warrior named Odumodu, sought to take captives to sell into slavery. Amid the chaos, Udo was snatched from the backyard as he went out to ease himself, leaving Ekene with a promise burned into her heart. She would rescue her brother no matter the cost. The sun had barely risen over the horizon when the village elders gathered under the ancient Iroko tree, its gnarled roots and wide branches a symbol of wisdom and resilience. The air was thick with the scent of morning dew and the quiet hum of a village waking up to a new day, still shrouded in the sorrow and fear from the previous night's raid. The elders, their faces etched with concern and age-old wisdom, discussed the tragic events and the fate of the kidnapped villagers, including young Udo. Among the gathering was Ekene, her heart pounding with determination. She had barely slept, her mind consumed by the vision of her brother being dragged away. As she approached the circle of elders, her steps were steady, her resolve clear. She knew that this was her moment to speak, to act, to fulfill the promise she had made. "I will find Udo," Ekene declared, her voice cutting through the murmurs of the elders. There was a moment of silence as all eyes turned to her, some filled with surprise, others with doubt. The eldest of the group, Osomena, spoke first. "Ekene, my child, your courage is commendable, but the journey you propose is fraught with peril. Odumodu and his men are ruthless, and the lands beyond our village are unknown and dangerous." Another elder, Adaobi, added, "We understand your pain, but think of your parents. Losing one child is a great sorrow, but losing two would be unbearable." Ekene met their gazes with unwavering determination. "I understand the risks, but Udo is my brother. I cannot stand by while he suffers. I will bring him back, no matter what it takes." Osowemena sighed deeply, looking at Ekene with both admiration and worry. "Your spirit is strong, Ekene, but bravery alone cannot protect you from the dangers that lie ahead. The forest is filled with spirits, both benevolent and malevolent, and Odumodu's camp is well guarded." The elders began to murmur among themselves, their voices a mix of caution and reluctance. Ekene's determination, however, remained unshaken. "I have thought about this all night. I will not be alone. I will seek the guidance of Neca, the wise woman. With her wisdom and the blessings of the ancestors, I will find a way." Seeing that their words were not enough to dissuade her, Osowemena finally nodded. "Very well, Ekene. If you are set on this path, you will have our blessings and our prayers. Go to Neca. She may provide you with the protection and guidance you need." With the elders' reluctant approval, Ekene made her way to Neca's hut on the outskirts of the village. The path was familiar, lined with ancient trees and vibrant flora. As she approached, the scent of herbs and the soft murmur of chants greeted her. Neca, a woman of indeterminate age with eyes that seemed to see into the soul, was waiting outside her hut, as if she had been expecting Ekene. "Welcome, Ekene," Neca said, her voice soothing and wise. I know why you have come. The spirits have whispered your intentions to me. Ekene nodded, feeling a mixture of hope and anxiety. Neca, I need your help. I must find my brother and bring him back. The elders have blessed my journey, but I need more than their blessings. I need your guidance. Neca motioned for Ekene to sit by the hearth, where a pot of herbs simmered, filling the air with a heady fragrance. Your heart is brave, Ekene, but bravery alone will not protect you from the spirits of the forest. They are both friend and foe, and their intentions are often hidden. She reached into a pouch and drew out a small, intricately carved charm. This is an ogwu, a protective charm. It will guard you against malevolent spirits and guide you when you are lost. But remember, the forest tests those who enter it. You must remain vigilant and respect the spirits. Ekene took the charm, feeling its warmth and power. Thank you, Neca. I will heed your words and honor the spirits. I promise I will bring Udo back. Neca's eyes softened with a mixture of sorrow and pride. The road ahead is perilous, but your resolve is strong. Go with the blessings of the ancestors, Ekene. May they guide your steps and protect you. With the charm clutched in her hand, and Neca's words echoing in her mind, Ekene set out on her journey. The first light of dawn painted the sky in hues of hope and determination. She knew the path would be difficult, but her promise to Udo was unwavering. She was ready to face whatever dangers lay ahead, driven by the love for her brother and the strength of her spirit. Armed with Neca's charm, Ekene ventured into the dense, mysterious forest that bordered Umaka. The trees whispered secrets as the wind rustled through their leaves, and shadows danced eerily on the forest floor. It was a place of both beauty and danger, where every step could lead to wonder or peril. As night fell, Ekene stumbled upon a clearing lit by fireflies. In the center stood an old twisted tree known as the Nkume Obi, or Heartstone. Legend told of a spirit, Njoku, who resided within it. Ekene knelt and called out, "Njoku, guardian of the forest, I seek your guidance." The tree shimmered, and Njoku appeared, a figure of light and shadow. "Why do you disturb my rest, child?" Njoku asked. "I seek my brother, Udo, who has been taken by Odumodu," Ekene replied, her voice unwavering. Njoku, moved by her determination, gave her a riddle to solve. If she succeeded, he would grant her safe passage and a clue to her brother's whereabouts. Njoku's riddle was ancient and complex. "I am not alive, but I grow. I have no lungs, but I need air. I have no mouth, and I can drown. What am I?" Ekene pondered deeply, recalling the tales and wisdom passed down through her ancestors. After hours of contemplation, she answered, "Fire. It grows with fuel, needs air to burn, and can be extinguished by water." Njoku smiled, impressed. "You have answered wisely, Ekene. Take this feather of the Ogbonigwe bird. It will lead you to the path you seek. But be cautious, for the road ahead is fraught with danger." Guided by the enchanted feather, Ekene found herself at the bank of the sacred river of spirits, which separated her from the land of the Aro people, where Odumodu was believed to have taken Udo. The river was said to be the dwelling place of the water spirits, the Mami Wata. As she pondered how to cross, a shimmering figure emerged from the water. It was a Mami Wata, with eyes as deep as the ocean and hair like cascading waterfalls. "Why do you wish to cross our river, mortal?" the spirit asked. "I seek my brother, who was taken by Odumodu," Ekene explained. The Mami Wata, sensing her pure intentions and bravery, agreed to help. In return, Ekene promised to bring back a token of peace from her journey. The Mami Wata raised her hands, and a pathway of lotus flowers emerged, allowing Ekene to cross safely. On the other side, Ekene found herself in the Aro territory, known for their fierce warriors and mystical practices. Disguised as a trader, she entered the village and gathered information. She learned that Odumodu kept his captives in a heavily guarded compound. Ekene's plan was audacious and fraught with risk, but she had no other choice. The fate of her brother. Over the past days, she had observed the guards' routines, noting the times they changed shifts and their favorite spots to gather and eat. Armed with this knowledge, she ventured into the forest, gathering potent herbs known for their sedative properties. She prepared the sleeping draught with meticulous care, knowing that any mistake could mean disaster. That evening, Ekene approached the compound with a mixture of trepidation and resolve. Disguised as a trader, she carried a basket of food, laced with a sleeping potion. The guards, tired and unsuspecting, eagerly accepted her offering. Within moments of consuming the tainted food, they began to sway, their eyelids growing heavy until they collapsed into a deep, dreamless sleep. Ekene wasted no time. She slipped into the compound, moving quickly to the corner where Udo and the other captives were held. Her heart leapt when she saw her brother, his eyes widening in disbelief and joy at the sight of her. "Ekene, you came for me," Udo whispered, tears of relief streaming down his face. "Shh, we must hurry," Ekene replied, cutting through the ropes that bound him. Her heart was moved to help other captives, and she also cut the ropes that bound the others. "We don't have much time." With the captives free, Ekene led them silently through the compound, avoiding the remaining guards. They slipped past the gate and into the shadows of the forest. The dense underbrush and thick canopy provided cover as they moved swiftly, Ekene leading the way with an unerring sense of direction. As they neared the edge of the forest, a shout rang out from behind them. Odumodu had discovered the escape. "Stop them!" he roared, his voice filled with fury. His men, roused from their stupor, charged after the fleeing captives. Drawing upon her training and the protective charm from Neca, Ekene stood her ground. The charm, a small yet powerful object, pulsed with energy, giving her strength and clarity. As the first of Odumodu's men reached her, she fought with a ferocity born of desperation and love. The battle was fierce. Ekene moved with the grace and speed of a forest cat, her movements guided by the glowing feather of Njoku. She parried blows, dodged strikes, and countered with precision. Each time she faltered, the feather seemed to whisper ancient secrets, guiding her hand and renewing her strength. Odumodu himself entered the fray, a towering figure of brute strength and skill. He swung his massive blade at Ekene, who barely managed to deflect the blow. The impact sent her stumbling, but she quickly regained her footing. She knew she could not defeat him in a direct confrontation. She needed to outsmart him. Remembering the stories of her ancestors, Ekene called upon the spirits of the forest. "Spirits of the land, guide and protect me," she whispered. As if in response, the forest seemed to come alive. Vines snaked out to entangle Odumodu's men, and the very ground beneath them shifted, causing them to stumble. Seizing the opportunity, Ekene launched a flurry of attacks, each one precise and deadly. She struck Odumodu's wrist, causing him to drop his blade. Before he could recover, she delivered a swift kick, sending him sprawling. Seeing their leader fall, the remaining warriors hesitated. Fear flickered in their eyes, and they began to retreat. Ekene knew this was her chance. She turned and sprinted toward the forest edge, where Udo and the others were waiting. "We must keep moving," she urged, her voice breathless but firm. They plunged deeper into the forest, guided by the faint glow of Njoku's feather and the protective charm of Neca. As dawn broke, they reached the safety of a hidden glade, far from Odumodu's reach. The captives, exhausted but free, embraced each other, their faces alight with gratitude and relief. Ekene hugged Udo tightly, tears of joy streaming down her face. "We did it," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "We're free." Udo looked up at her, his eyes filled with admiration. "You saved us, Ekene. Thank you." The journey back to Umueke was a testament to the resilience and determination of Ekene and Udo. With the forest spirits guiding their path, they moved swiftly and quietly, evading any remaining dangers. The protective charm from Neca and the guiding glow of Njoku's feather continued to safeguard their steps. Each night they huddled together, finding solace in the familiar sounds of the forest and the knowledge that they were moving closer to home. As they approached the River of Spirits, Ekene felt a surge of gratitude and reverence. The river, with its shimmering waters and mystical aura, had been a pivotal part of their journey. The Mami Wata, who had once aided them, emerged from the water once more, her presence serene and powerful. "You have returned, Ekene," the Mami Wata said, her voice like a gentle ripple. "You have shown great bravery and love. The spirits of the river honor your courage." Ekene bowed deeply, her heart full. "Thank you, Mami Wata. We would not have succeeded without your help and the guidance of the spirits." The Mami Wata smiled and extended her hand, revealing a lustrous pearl. "Take this token of peace, a symbol of the bond between our world and yours. May it bring prosperity and harmony to your village." With the pearl in hand, Ekene and Udo continued their journey, their spirits lifted by the Mami Wata's blessing. As they neared Umueke, the familiar sights and sounds of their village brought tears to their eyes. The sun was setting, casting a golden glow over the thatched roofs and dusty paths, and the smell of cooking fires wafted through the air. Their arrival did not go unnoticed. A villager spotted them and raised the alarm. "They have returned. Ekene and Udo have returned." The cry echoed through the village, and soon a crowd gathered, their faces a mix of disbelief, joy, and relief. Ekene and Udo were swept into a sea of embraces. Their parents, faces wet with tears, held them tightly. "Our children, you are home," their mother cried, her voice choked with emotion. Osoemena, the eldest of the village elders, stepped forward, his eyes bright with pride. "Ekene, you have done what many thought impossible. You have brought hope and unity back to Umueke. We owe you a debt that can never be repaid." Ekene, exhausted but triumphant, held up the pearl from the Mami Wata. "This is a gift from the spirits of the river. It symbolizes peace and prosperity. May it remind us of the strength and unity we possess as a community." The village erupted in celebration. Drums began to beat, and the air filled with the sounds of singing and dancing. The villagers lit a bonfire, and the night was alive with joy and festivity. Stories of Ekene's bravery spread like wildfire, her name becoming synonymous with courage and resilience. As the celebration continued, Ekene found a moment of quiet reflection by the bonfire. Udo sat beside her, his face glowing in the firelight. "You kept your promise, Ekene," he said softly. "You brought me back home." Ekene smiled, her heart full. "It was not just my promise, Udo. It was the strength of our people, the guidance of the spirits, and the love that binds us. Together, we are unstoppable. The elders called for silence, and Oswemena raised his hands. Tonight, we honor not just Ekene, but the spirit of unity and courage that she embodies. Let her story be a beacon for future generations. Let it remind us that even in the darkest times, hope and determination will guide us home. Ekene felt a deep sense of fulfillment as she looked around at the faces of her family and friends. The journey had been long and arduous, but it had also brought her closer to her roots and the strength of her heritage. She knew that her story, woven into the rich tapestry of Igbo folklore, would inspire others to face their challenges with courage and resilience. The celebration continued long into the night, a testament to the enduring spirit of Umueke. Ekene's journey had not only saved her brother, but had also rekindled a sense of hope and unity within the village. As the first light of dawn began to break, Ekene knew that they were not just celebrating a return, but the reaffirmation of their collective strength and the bonds that held them together. With the pearl from the river's depths as a symbol of their newfound peace, Ekene and her people faced the future with renewed hope and determination. The story of Ekene's promise and her triumphant return would be told for generations, a lasting legacy of courage, love, and the unbreakable spirit of Umueke.